Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayante Nashtaprayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhakti Naishtaki. So continuing with our discussion on Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 2, Remembrance of Lord Krishna, text number 29. Saeva Godhanam Lakshmya Niketam Sitgo Vrisham Charyan Anugana Gopam Ranadvenur Arirmata. While herding the very beautiful bulls, the Lord, who was a reservoir of all opulence and fortune, used to blow his flute, and thus he enlivened his faithful followers, the cowherd boys. As he grew to 6 and 7 years old, the Lord was given charge of looking after the cows and bulls in the grazing grounds. He was the son of a well-to-do landholder who owned hundreds and thousands of cows. And according to Vedic economics, one is considered to be a rich man by the strength of his store of grains and cows. So here, I'll read later. So Krishna was given charge of looking after the cows and bulls when he was 6 and 7 years old. So that was the day of Gopashtami actually. So that year, when Krishna and Balram, they got old, little old, 6 or 7 years old. So far they used to only take the calves. But with the calves, they could not go deep inside the jungle because Mother Yashoda wouldn't allow him. And the calves can easily graze outside the jungle, just close to Nandagaon. But when they got little older, they said, no, from today onwards, we're going to take the cows. 9 lakh cows inside the jungle. So idea was manifold. First of all, to take care of the cows. Second, to go inside the jungle and to play over there, have more fun over there. And of course, Krishna's idea was that he could meet gopis also when he is inside the jungle. Because Mother Yashoda, when they were little in the outskirts of jungle, closer to Nandagaon, Mother Yashoda would still can come over there, or elders can come, but deep inside the jungle, nobody would come. So that is that the day of Gopashtami, they started taking the cows. But when they were taking the cows, so Mother Yashoda came running. Oh Krishna, you're going deep inside the jungle. Oh, you have to protect yourself. There'll be big rocks. There'll be animals there. Where will you sit down and eat? And Krishna went, Ma, I can eat with, you have given me this nice lunch box. I'll eat from that. And even if there are rocks or little bit bigger stones, I'll be very careful while walking. Oh, Lala, you have to be careful. And then your Mother Yashoda would come back. And then she will run again. Krishna would go maybe a couple of steps and then she would run back again. Oh, Krishna, you better not go in the sun. You better be careful of the sun. And then Krishna would start getting embarrassed because all his cowherd boys are there and they're looking at him, and Mother Yashoda is not letting him go. And at the end you go, Ma, I can take care of myself and this and that. And it goes on for a while. And then Yashoda Maya says, see Krishna, you're gonna go into the forest without the shoes, without the umbrella. How can I let you go? You better take the shoes and umbrella. And then Krishna tells Mother Yashoda, see Ma, we are servants of these cows. Actually, the cows are our masters. And if the cow does not, so for me to have umbrella and shoe, first you have to provide shoes and umbrellas for the cows. And umbrellas for the cows means somebody has to hold that umbrella. A cow is not going to hold the umbrella. So means then she has to provide 900,000 servants to hold the umbrellas on the cows. And 900,000 cows means times four, that many shoes. So, so Mother Yashoda said, well, I cannot provide that, so you better take the cows and just go like that. And in fact, I don't know if you have ever heard of this part or not. Now let's fast forward to Krishna when he was in Dwarka. After killing Kansa, they all moved to Dwarka. So in Dwarka, along with Maharaj Agrasen, Vasudev, Devaki, other mothers of other wives of Vasudeva, queens of Krishna, Balramji, Uddhav, Akrur, so many other people. There was this wife of Kansa. I'm forgetting her name. Wife of Kansa was also there because Krishna killed Kansa. Krishna did not kill his wife. Then she was there. And uh, she is, she has gotten old with time. And then she had enviousness towards Devaki. So when, whenever this topic would come up of Krishna being in Vrindavan and Krishna missing Yashoda Maya and Brajvasis, this wife of Kansa, she would start speaking in her own way, her own interpretation, and she would say, "Oh, Yashoda, she didn't even take care of Krishna properly. She see, Krishna was only 6 or 7 years old, and Yashoda and Nand, they would send Krishna to the forest, take care of cows, and they won't even give him umbrella or shoes, and they won't even give him lunch." She would talk like that, some nonsense. They won't even give him lunch, and that's why he had to steal lunch from his friends. They won't even give him proper milk and yogurt and mutton to eat, although he would work all day taking care of cows. There's Nanda and Yashoda, they won't even give him mutton and yogurt. And that's why he had to go out and steal from other gopis' houses. What could he do? The poor guy, a poor boy of mine, of ours, because ultimately he's related to the whole family here. Oh, this poor boy of ours, he's a crown prince, he's a prince. But see how Nanda and Yashoda, they kept him. They won't even give him anything. And they would make him work so hard, labor. And then she would go and on with this kind of talk. And then she would say, "Oh, he worked there for 10 years and 8 months, and we should charge Nanda and Yashoda the money with the interest, and that's how they should pay us for keeping our son over there and not taking care of him properly." So the point is, even if you are the Lord, there are people with their viewpoints, with their own consciousness, and they will make up the story. So they will interpret everything in their own way. So nothing can be done. Nothing. Only thing we can do is just change ourselves. We cannot change others. So here, now coming back to this pastime, here uh, Uddhavji is speaking about cows and how Krishna will take care of the cows. Human society needs only sufficient grains and sufficient cows to solve its economic problems. Not that we need big factories and computers and supercomputers and artificial intelligence and this and that to solve our economic problems. Even if we have all the factories and all this special super technology and whatnot, Still, we need to eat and we need to keep the body nourished properly. So for that, we need cow's milk and grains. If we don't have, and if we don't have this, and if we have the whole technology and all the factories and fancy cars and everything, what's the use? We cannot eat nuts and bolts or the floppy disk or the USB pen drives or the cloud, whatever Microsoft is working on. That cloud is not going to give us rain. Rain will come from the real clouds. Human society needs only sufficient grain and sufficient cows to solve its economic problems. All other things but these two are artificial necessities created by man to kill his valuable life at the human level and waste his time in things which are not needed. Do we really need all these gadgets and all this technology and WhatsApp and Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and LinkedIn and I don't know what are the new things going on these days? We don't. But we have made it in such a way that it has become not even luxury, it's a necessity these days. Lord Krishna, as a teacher of human society, personally showed by his acts that the mercantile community or the Vaishyas should herd cows and bulls and thus give protection to the valuable animals. According to Smriti regulation, the cow is the mother and the bull the father of the human being. The cow is the mother because just as one sucks the breast of one's mother, human society takes cow's milk. Similarly, the bull is the father of human society because the father earns for the children just as the bull tills the ground to produce food grains. Human society will kill its spirit of life by killing the father and the mother. It is mentioned herein that the beautiful cows and bulls were of various checkered colors, red, black, green, yellow, ash, etc. And because of their colors and healthy, smiling features, the atmosphere was enlivening. So the atmosphere was enlivening because the cows and the bulls were really looked after. And and the place they are looked after, the place we are really taken care of. That place, I mean, it is said that all the Vastu doshas go away, all the problems go away. And the desi cow is so powerful, so important that if you just go and rub that cow, pat that cow for 10 minutes, it is said that your BP problems and other problems, physical problems can also go away. And in the body of cow, all the 33 crore demigods reside. In her urine, the Dhanvantari, or I don't know which demigod resides in the urine, and in the cow dung, Lakshmi ji herself resides. So if the cow is passing cow dung and passing urine, and if you just take little drops of those into your body, will always be okay, and you will not have material problems, financial problems. That's how powerful cow is. It's not just the milk; her every part, and in fact, her body itself. After she leaves her body peacefully, not we killing her, then her every part of her body is useful. Skin, bones, everything can be utilized. But one has to let her die peacefully. Then it is okay to use like that. And and even if somebody doesn't want to use, just bury her in the ground and her body becomes fertilizer because it decomposes, and then it's the best fertilizer. I mean, even the cow urine and cow dung is best fertilizer, but even the body can turn into fertilizer after a while. So people don't know this, and they unnecessarily killing cows. So many cattle get slaughtered every minute in America and in India also. Obviously. India is the biggest exporter of leather. So many cattle, so many cows, they get killed. And on top of it, it is said that anybody who, all these six people, one who raises a cattle for slaughtering, one who sells the cattle, one who kills the cattle, one who cooks, one who serves, and one who eats, they all get the same karma. And the karma is one has to suffer in the hell for as many hair, for that many lifetimes as there are hair on the body of the cow or the cattle. So especially with the cow or cattle, this injunction is there. If some, that's why Prabhupada used to say, even if you have to eat meat, eat the meat of a lower animal like a chicken or a goat. So at least you will suffer only for one lifetime. You don't have to suffer for so many lifetimes as hair on the body of the cow. So suffering is there when we eat meat. That's why it is said that it is said that in Muslim tradition there's a tradition of halal meat, and how the halal meat would happen was because Muslim Islam sect was started in a desert. There were no crops. So Hazrat Muhammad, he allowed his followers to eat meat. But there was a condition, and big condition. Condition was to tie up the animal in the desert on the ground and keep about 20 feet of ground out around the animal and put it on. Burning coals should be covering that ground. And one who is desiring to kill that animal to eat its meat, one should walk bare feet on those coals, burning coals, and he should put this sharp knife on the thread on the throat of that animal and do cut him slowly, not fast, cut him very slowly, looking into his eyes and saying this mantra, saying this ayat, which means is uh, I am killing you and gonna eat your mass so that you can come back next life and kill me and eat my mass, my flesh, my meat. And then you kill the animal and then you can eat the flesh. So, just like in any other tradition or any other religion, people have forgotten the real meaning. They only remember eating the flesh. Okay, so because they are scared of halal, it has to be halal. So anybody who says I have halal meat, I sell only halal meat, it's okay. We can buy from. But this is not the condition. This is not. This was not the stipulation that you can just buy halal meat and eat it. The idea was not to allow people to do slaughtering of animals in a wholesale manner. Jesus Christ also in Christianity, he said, "Thou shalt not kill." This is one of the 10 Commandments. Thou shalt not kill. It's not that he allowed wholesale killing of animals and eating of flesh, but in the name of Jesus Christ, because he he had he had followers, and then there was sea, and there was a Roman army following them, trying to kill them. So Jesus and his followers came to the sea, and the followers said, "Oh, our Lord, we cannot go any further, and we are very hungry, and feed us." So Jesus Christ took out two fish from the sea, and there was some loaf of bread, and he fed the whole group of followers, and there were many followers, with the two fish. Okay, so they cite this example that Jesus fed us fish. That means eating meat is okay. But first of all, we cannot imitate Jesus Christ, and secondly, we cannot imitate him properly. Like he fed the whole population, whole followers with two fish. Can we do that? Just take two fish and feed the whole city or not even the city, but just one neighborhood. We can't do that. And secondly, we cannot imitate Jesus Christ. We have to follow his instructions, and his instructions are clear. Thou shalt not kill. And so many times Christians say, oh, it means actually thou shalt not kill any human being. And Prabhupada would get upset that Jesus Christ didn't he know his language? If he wanted to mean thou shalt not kill any human being, he would have said, thou shalt not commit murder. Murder is killing human beings. He clearly said, thou shalt not kill. So means thou shalt not kill anybody, human being, animal, birds, anything. But the problem is with the passage of Kali Yuga, people are getting more and more sinful. So they are forgetting the real commandments, real instructions, and they're making up their own just to satisfy the tongue. And they don't know how big a karma they're accruing by doing that. And Prabhupada did say it at one place that the real reason of all the wars is because of this wholesale animal killing. So when we kill animals mercilessly, the war happens in that country and the people get killed mercilessly, just like they kill the animals. But still, we don't understand and we don't want to come. And look at how Krishna was protecting his cows and bulls and how he was serving. That's why he is called Gop. He's a Gop. Gop means one who protects the cows and the bulls. And now Prabhupada says, over and above all, the Lord used to play his celebrated flute. So that's why I chose this picture with Krishna playing on his flute. The sound vibrated by his flute would give his friends such transcendental pleasure that they would forget all the talks of the Brahmananda, which is so praised by the impersonalists. These cowherd boys, as will be explained by Shukdev Goswami, were living entities who had accumulated heaps of pious acts and thus were enjoying with the Lord in persons and were hearing his transcendental flute. So Krishna would play on his flute and all the cowherd boys and the cows, everybody would sit and listen to his flute playing. And in the evening when just like we went to Terkadam and he had to call on the cows, he would just play on his flute and every cow and every calf would hear his or her name and they would come running towards Krishna. All the cowherd boys would just hear their names coming from the flute of Krishna and they would run towards Krishna and Terkadam. And they will all gather there and from there they will go to Baba's Goshala and Baba's house. The Brahm Samhita confirms the Lord's blowing his transcendental flute. Venum konandam arvinda dalayataksham bharavatam samatam buddhasam sundarangam. Kandarpa koti kamaniya vishesha shodham govindam adi purushottamam bhajam. Brahmaji said, I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who plays on his transcendental flute. His eyes are like lotus flowers. He is decorated with peacock plumes, and his body color resembles a fresh black cloud, although his bodily features are more beautiful than millions of cupids. Kandarpa koti kamaniya vishesha shobha. So these are the special features of the Lord. So just imagine his beauty, and on top of his beauty, he's wearing this peacock feathers and playing on the flute and wearing this pitambar dress. Nothing can beat that, except obviously Radharani's beauty. But nothing can beat Krishna's beauty other than Srimati Radharani. And that Krishna is here to attract us with his bodily features, with his flute, with his pastimes, with his dealings with his devotees. He's there to attract us so we understand, we develop special attraction for Krishna and Krishna's pastimes, Krishna's name, Krishna's form, so that we can forget Maya's name and Maya's forms and Maya's pastimes. We just remember Krishna, and at the end of life, We go back to Godhead. So I'll stop here. See anybody has any questions or comments.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you very much.
Thank you, brother.
These questions which you answered today from the Bible, so they are very useful. Actually, I used to have these questions.
Which ones?
I know there are answers, but then Christians are out with some new versions of the Bible just to counter the questions which Prabhupada has raised.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, Prabhupada answered all of them in his books or in his talks.
And this feeding of fish and all, they used to actually argue. So I also used to keep quiet. Then what to do actually? So they bent upon eating meat. So we can't really argue on these things.
Yeah. If somebody is ready to listen, then you can tell them. But otherwise,
yeah. But we need to know the answers. Yeah, when there is some serious seeker who wants to actually change. So these answers are very helpful. I'm sure that everybody gained a lot of knowledge today.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much for the lovely clarity. I don't have question, but I just wanted to know something from today's conversation. I realized that in the whole world, the population, if we see the population, the majority is Muslim so far.
Oh.
So, and mostly all Mohammedans take beef. So mostly beef eaters are there in the globe. After the Muslim, the next religion is Christian. So, and as you have mentioned, Srila Prabhupada has said, because of all this violence, the main reason is beef eating or non-veg eating. So since like it is the complete population is like, majority is all this two religion, which is who are mostly taking non-veg and all. So how can we really make it less violence in the world? How can we propagate? How can we change their mindset? It's so much like in terms of population wise, it's so much huge. So what is the way?
Harinam is the way. See, Prabhupada, how he preached to Americans when he came to America in 60s and 70s, it's amazing. And there nobody had even heard of anybody being a vegetarian in America at that time. And so many people followed him, so many people joined him. And they preached further. And now look at, in America, the movement is not going that strong, but look at Russia. So many Russians are becoming devotees. They're leaving all the nonsense activities they used to do. They're becoming devotees. So it is possible. It is possible by properly preaching and prasadam. Prasadam really works on people.
Yeah.
Just we have to keep on working. That's all.
Okay.
Yes, Vinay Prabhu, you were saying something. I'm sorry, I cut you off.
Yeah, Prabhuji, thank you, Prabhuji, for actually I jumped in the middle. Like Maushami Mataji just said, when I was in Bengal, I've seen, this is for Mataji also, Mataji, I've seen Hindus are eating beef as well.
Oh yeah.
I've seen my colleagues, Bengali colleagues who are Hindus, were sitting next to on my desk. And I just went away from there. I was unable to, cope up with that. And they said, okay, it's just fine. It's just being liberal. They think it's liberal. They're liberal. They just don't bother. And they give the explanation that it's in Western country, everybody eats. It's just a phobia in India that beef eaters are only Muslims. But it's just everywhere. In Western countries, in Korea, they eat beef extensively everywhere. So what a being in it. And I was really shocked. Being a person from childhood never eaten non-veg, and know, brought up in a place where it's like fish selling is everywhere. It's just a staple food in Bengal. Uh,
Hmm.
but just that's the way. And the Prabhuji, you nicely explained. I think if somebody listens to it, it's good. If not, it's their destiny, it's their fate, where they're heading.
Yeah, but we can help a little,
Yes.
whichever way, by giving them prasadam. Okay, you keep on eating whatever you want to eat, at least have some prasadam. We don't even have to call it prasadam. Uh, Here in America, Indians or Hindus who come here who eat beef, they say only Indian cows are sacred. American cows are not sacred. So we can eat. Of course, this is just an excuse, nothing else. I mean, not to be very proud of. I used to eat non-veg, but only because of ISKCON and devotees of ISKCON. They preached to me, and I left. So things can change. People can change.
Actually, it is not about the spiritual also. It is scientifically also. It's been proven so many times because it takes really 6 to 7 hours to digest in our stomach. So there's this saying, it's called "Jaisa an vaisa man." So like that's what I believe. I mean, it looks so silly because that's how I believe that Mohammedans can marry really twice, thrice, 4 times. I mean, they eat beef because of that. Their body generates lots of heat. Hmm, because of all this non-veg and all. So scientifically also it says that if you eat light food, then your mind becomes very stable and light. And if you eat such type of food, then your mind also doesn't work so, I mean, properly. So that's why you tend to do all types of, I mean, violence or any other activities and all. So
But they say this is in our religion. They say we are supposed to eat meat. Of course, they don't understand. Muhammad, when he spoke about Islam, it was in the desert. There was nothing growing over there, no crops. Now you have all the crops. So why still eat meat? And moreover, yes, eating meat generates lots of heat in the body, but so does the Americans or Europeans. They eat lots of meat, much more than Mohammedans in India do, because in India it's still not that cheap. It's expensive. Here it's so cheap. And that's why Prabhupada said to digest that meat, they drink. They have to drink liquor to digest that meat. So then two things go hand in hand. Yes, it's a big problem, big problem.
but we are
And that's
thankful.
why, I'm sorry, that's why somebody said, I'm forgetting who, it's a famous person. He said, we will all become vegetarians if the slaughterhouses have glass walls. The slaughterhouse had glass walls, means walls made of glass. People could see how the animals are suffering when they're being killed, and they would definitely leave meat eating. But they don't see it, so they don't realize how,
Mm.
how, how much sin it is.
But at least we are grateful because of the new government. The new recent, I guess I have seen in the news that they have started banning the, I mean, officially beef selling and all in India, I guess.
True. That is a good step. But again, it doesn't take away the inclination or propensity to eat. That is, I mean, if that propensity is there, they'll still try to find a way.
Well, my other friends from Muslim and Christian religion, they are honestly not liking Modi. They used to complain, saying that they are banning on all this stuff. So these are our staple food. So we are not going to vote Modi. This is what they have been, I mean, telling me since so many times. So they are actually.
They don't care for economic development, but just the food, and that too beef. I mean, you can eat chicken or goat. Who's stopping you?
And
It
it's
just
good.
just crazy.
Yeah, seriously. And yesterday also I saw a video. Narendra Modi has promoted one video from ISKCON from US. He is mentioning that over the how many years I forgot, this many lakhs of Christian religion people have changed themselves to Hinduism. So he was sharing a video like that. So that means he wants to inform to everybody, I mean in the world, I guess, that Hinduism is a
Yeah,
religion.
yeah, but we still have a long way to go.
Yeah, but
So we
anyway,
have
it's
to
good.
preach more.
Right.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji,
Thank
for
you
giving
so
us
much.
some more time.
Thank you all very much. You all have a wonderful day. Hare Krishna. Jai
Thank
Shri
Hare
Prabhupada.
Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Jai Srila Prabhupada.